Hello, my name is Edward Zabiela, and I'm applying for the Carney TWU 555 scholarship. Today, in response to the topic question, I'm going to focus on the Ludlow massacre and how it sparked a nationwide urge for change for millions of workers. In 1914, tensions had reached an all-time high between coal miners and the Colorado National Guard. The coal miners had begun continuous strikes and protests in the hope of unionizing, while also expressing their frustration with their terrible working conditions, low wages, and long hours. These miners were constantly exposed to unmonitored explosions, smoke inhalation, cramped spaces, collapsing walls, and the everyday fear that they might not return home safely. Their fight was not just about money, it was about dignity, safety, and being treated like human beings. On April 20th, 1914, the Colorado National Guard, along with other private guards, attacked a tent site where over 1,000 coal miners and their families lived, in a vicious response to the miners' justified lack of production. The guards ransacked and set fire to the tents, trapping many innocent wives and children under the smoke. During the chaos, gunfire also broke out. By the end of that fateful night, approximately 21 miners and their family members were killed. This event showed the entire nation that there was a vital need for unionization among workers. It also revealed the major division between big corporations and the workers who made those corporations successful. The outcome of this tragedy gained massive support for organized labor unions and the fight for better conditions, fair wages, and basic workers' rights. The Ludlow massacre has affected my life because it reminds me that the rights workers have today were not simply handed to them. They were fought for by people who risked everything so future generations could have safer workplaces, fairer treatment, and a stronger voice. When I think about the Ludlow massacre, I think about how easy it can be to take modern labor protections for granted. Things like safer working conditions, regulated hours, fair pay, and the ability to speak up at work exist because people before us refused to stay silent. Their courage makes me appreciate the importance of unions and the responsibility we have to protect workers' rights today. After the Ludlow massacre, stricter labor laws began to be enforced. Unsafe company mining towns were brought under greater attention as lawmakers and the public became more aware of the inhumane conditions workers were living under. This tragedy also connects to today's labor movement because unions continue to give workers a voice. Without unions and organized labor, many employees would have little power when standing up to large companies. Ludlow showed that when workers come together, their voices can create change, not only for themselves but for the future generations as well. It taught the country that progress often begins with ordinary working people demanding basic fairness. The events that transpired in Ludlow, Colorado were just one of the many catalysts that inspired a much-needed change in the way lower-class workers were treated and represented during the industrial boom in America. Their impact has reverberated across the country, and their hope for better treatment, safer working conditions, and stronger worker representation is still alive today. Thank you.